Today, we are talking about supercharging one of the most popular anti-aging supplements out there. And it's not about just taking more of it, it's about making it work smarter. So let's just dive right in. You're probably taking NMN to boost your body's anti-aging molecule, right? But what if I told you we could make it work smarter, not just harder? I mean, what if we could give it a kind of GPS to guide it exactly where your body needs it the most?
Okay, so to really get why this is such a huge deal, we've got to do a quick refresh on the basics. It all comes down to cellular energy.
Right, at the very heart of everything is NAD+, or nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Just think of it like the cash your cells use to pay for everything. It's absolutely essential for energy, for metabolism, basically for keeping all your cellular processes running. But here's the problem, and it's a big one. As we age, our NAD+ levels just tank. They plummet. And that decline is one of the main reasons we see the signs of aging. It's exactly why so much research is focused on keeping those levels up. And that, of course, is where NMN enters the picture, nicotinamide mononucleotide. It's so popular because it's a direct precursor. Our bodies just grab it and turn it right back into the NAD+ we're losing. But it's not that simple. See, just flooding your system with NMN isn't the whole story. There's a huge catch, and it all has to do with delivery. Which brings us to a really important question you should be asking yourself. Is the NMN you're taking actually reaching the parts of your body that need it the most? Because, well, the answer is probably not what you think. Yeah, it turns out that when you take NMN all by itself, it doesn't spread out evenly. It tends to get soaked up by the liver and the kidneys, which makes sense. They're metabolic workhorses. But what about everywhere else? Your brain, your heart, your muscles. They get much, much less of a boost. So, how do we fix that? How do we solve this targeting problem? Well, this is where it gets really cool. A breakthrough study decided to look at what happens when you combine NMN with other compounds. Okay, so here's how they did it. Researchers took 3 groups of mice. The first group just got NMN, that's our control. The second group got NMN plus resveratrol, which I'm sure you've heard of. And the third group, and this is the one to watch, got NMN combined with ginsenosides. Those are the active compounds from ginseng. And the whole point of the study was to answer one profound question. Could adding one of these other compounds help deliver NMN to more specific places in the body? Could it solve the targeting problem? And the answer was a resounding yes. The results were, honestly, they were stunning. Just look at this number. When they paired NMN with ginsenosides, the amount of NMN that actually made it to the brain went up by over 400%. That's not a little increase. That is an absolute game changer for getting the stuff to one of our most important organs. And it wasn't just the brain. This chart shows the power of synergy beautifully. For the heart and muscles, the combo with resveratrol was the winner, giving a big boost. But then look at the lungs. The NMN and ginsenoside pair almost doubled the NAD+ levels there. So what does this tell us? It tells us different combinations give you different targeted superpowers for different parts of the body. Okay, but how? How is this even possible? To get that, we have to look at what's happening on a cellular level. And the answer is all about epigenetics, basically how we can influence the way our genes are expressed without changing the genes themselves. Right, so this isn't just about pouring more gas in the tank. It's about fundamentally upgrading the engine. This whole system you're looking at, the CD38/NAD+/SIRT1 axis, think of it like the master control panel for your cells. NAD+ is the key that turns the whole thing on and kicks off a ton of protective processes. And a key player here, maybe the key player, is a protein called SIRT1. Now, SIRT1 needs NAD+ to do its job. It's basically an epigenetic boss. It goes around flipping switches, turning good genes on, turning bad ones off, handling DNA repair, you name it. The more NAD+ you have, the better SIRT1 can do its critical work. So, back to our question, how did the ginsenosides make this happen? Well, they're not just helping deliver NMN, they're actually upgrading the cell's own NAD+ factory. See, our cells have this amazing recycling system called the salvage pathway. Ginsenosides come in and basically tell the key enzymes in that pathway to work harder and faster, making the whole process way more efficient. And we've got the receipts to prove it. Look, this cell study shows a specific ginsenoside, RB1 cranks up the production of two of those key factory enzymes, NAMT and NMA-NAT2. These guys basically determine how fast your cells can churn out new NAD+. So yeah, ginseng is literally hitting the accelerator on your body's own production line.
So when you put all this together, you can see we're heading towards a whole new era of supplements. We're moving way beyond one size fits all and into something much more personal and precise.
So what are the big takeaways here? How can you use this information? Well, it means you can start tailoring your supplement stack. If you're focused on heart and muscle health, NMN plus resveratrol seems to be the way to go. If you're thinking about lung health, the NMN and ginsenoside combo really shines. But for your brain, kidneys, and just broad systemic support, well, ginsenosides look like NMN's perfect partner.
And really, this quote from an analysis of the study just nails it. It says that because NAD+ levels can be so wildly different from one tissue to another, combination therapies could be the future. We can tailor them based on what a person actually needs.
And that just leaves us with this one final, really powerful idea to think about. We're not just talking about general anti-aging anymore, we're talking about specific, targeted support. The question isn't just how do I get more NAD+, the new question is how do I send NAD+ exactly where it needs to go? I mean, just imagine, what if your supplements could be tailored not just for you, but for each of your individual organs? That's the future this is all pointing towards. Pretty incredible, right?